Welcome to the Clarity with Priya, where calm meets clarity.
A rose among daffodils will always stand out, not just because it's beautiful, but because it's the only one of its kind in that field. And that distinction is the point. We often think standing out requires being louder, sharper, or more impressive. But in reality, clarity comes from difference and not performance. In real life, many of us find ourselves in rooms, teams, families, or industries where we don't quite match the pattern. Different thinking, different pace, different values, different timing. And the instinctive reaction is to blend in, to soften the edges, to become more like the rest, so the contrast doesn't attract attention. But here's the quiet truth. You don't stand out because you're trying to. You stand out because you are not pretending. The rose doesn't compete with the daffodils. It doesn't explain itself. It doesn't apologize for blooming differently. It simply exists as it is, and that's what draws the eye. Clarity begins when you accept this. If you are the only one in the room seeing things differently, it's not a flaw. It's information. Being visible comes with attention. And attention can feel heavy. People watch, they project, they judge. But clarity is knowing how much of that attention to carry and how much of it to leave behind. You don't need to absorb every opinion. You don't need to perform for every observer. You only need to stay aligned with what you are here to contribute. Standing out doesn't mean overpowering others. It means taking your space without apology, speaking when it matters, holding your ground without aggression. When you do this in the right way, in the right manner, attention stops being pressure and starts becoming purpose. So, if you're feeling different, alone, or unusually visible right now, pause before you shrink. This might not be a sign to fit in. It might be clarity asking you to own your position in the field. Because sometimes the reason you are noticed is simply because you are exactly where you're meant to bloom. You're listening to Clarity with Priya, where calm meets clarity. I will see you in the next one.